Hello, everybody. Captain Marty Brill here on Monday, August the 18th. After a busy week over at Pirates Cove with plenty of action and some record fishing, which I'll tell you about in a moment, we'll do a fishing report from the offshore to the inshore as we watch the swell increase and count our blessings that thing is going to hopefully stay offshore. I'll be right back.
Frisco Woods Campground, a family-owned gem for over 50 years, offers a perfect getaway on Hatteras Island. Whether you prefer tent camping, electric water sites, RV spots, or primitive camping cabins, there's something for everyone. Guests enjoy free hot showers, a refreshing pool, and breathtaking sunsets over the Pamlico Sound. Nestled in nature yet close to local attractions, Frisco Woods Campground provides a peaceful retreat with modern comforts, making it an ideal destination for outdoor enthusiasts and families alike. Book online at the Frisco Woods Campground.com. Frisco Woods Campground, 50 years of memory making on Hatteras Island. What could possibly be more fun than watching a bottlenose dolphin swim and play in the water right beside you? Hop aboard Harbor Star Dolphin Tours at Wanchese Marina and witness this remarkable animal up close. The Harbor Star is a spacious 50-foot vessel with a wide shady canopy that runs 2-hour trips multiple times a day, including a breathtaking sunset cruise. To book your tour, go online to wanchesemarina.com and click Harbor Star Dolphin Tours. See the majestic bottlenose dolphin up close with Harbor Star Dolphin Tours.
So the fleet in Hatteras did get offshore and they scrapped. They had a few dolphin, they had a few blackfin tuna, they had a few wahoo, and they had a few sailfish. So if that sounds kind of generic, it's because it is. They had a little bit of everything, not a whole lot of anything. But this is August. Keep in mind, August is the time of year when bill fishing takes over for a lot of the fleets and the meat fishing kind of slows down. And someone asked me the other day, can you get skunked on a charter boat? And speaking from experience, I can tell you in August is, if you're going to get skunked, it's going to be in August. So it gets a little more challenging, although the dolphin or mahi fishing is what's keeping everybody going right now. Crowd pleasing, good to eat. And don't have an inshore report over the weekend. A lot of their boats are back in the Sound, and we'll tell you more about that in the backcountry report. The Oregon Inlet fleet continues to have really good bill fishing, a nice mix too of sails, white and blue marlins, and there's been, as you'll see in a moment, there's been some big blue marlin caught, which is great. Good bill fishing, and I'll take a moment right here to say that earlier on some of my earlier reports, we talked about how we really wanted the white marlin to come back. Well, up at Rudy Inlet, which is Virginia Beach, and up at Ocean City and up at Atlantic City and even further north, the white marlin bite is phenomenal. There have been boats catching 15, 18, 20 per day per boat, all released, and some of them have got down. We had a good white marlin bite during the tournament. That's mostly what we caught, along with a couple sow blue marlin. But that's about it. There's not much in the way of tuna. There's a few wahoo in the catches, and the inshore fleet, no report on them either. It might have been getting to be a little too much swell for them to get in the ocean, but they had been doing really well on bluefish and Spanish mackerel and drum, both inside and outside of the inlet. But we'll keep you posted. It looks like everybody is going to really start making some plans tomorrow to move charters, reschedule stuff, and possibly we'll see what the storm does. But all these boats do have hurricane docks, and those are all by reservation. There's a plan in place. Nowadays, almost all the boats are hauled out of the water. I don't completely understand that, but that's what the insurance companies want. On to the pier and surf fishing. Just a summer mix. There's really nothing to write home about, but there's a little bit of everything in that fishing report too. Things have slowed down. There's puppy drum and sea mullet. There's spot and croakers, and there's bluefish. That's primarily the long and the short of it. The pier bite has been really good occasionally been really good for Spanish mackerel. We've had some big drum caught on the pier and in the surf, and we've had some yearlings and slot-sized drum as well. But it seems like everything has slowed down. If you're going to do that, some pier fishing or on the beat, you need to know that the early morning bite is your best bite. Very early. The earlier you can get out there, the better off you're going to do. And so keep that in mind. We'll take a little break at this point right here, and I'll come back and talk to you about the backcountry.
Surrounded by water, Currituck and the people of the Outer Banks have been shaped and defined by its rich and coastal maritime history. The Currituck Maritime Museum tells the story of Currituck's boat-building forefathers, their remarkable craft, and the legacy they left behind on how to live life and thrive on the waters of the Outer Banks. Discover the Maritime Museum in historic Corolla Park, across the street from the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, and visit us online at currituckmaritimemuseum.com. Be a part of the local history at the Currituck Maritime Museum.
All right, in the backcountry, same thing we left you with on Friday. Bluefish, red drum, and a little bit slower on the trout bite. But the drum bite is pretty good, and they're still in all size ranges. This is premium time for drum in the evenings on the shoals by boat. You know, you need to get out there with a guide, or if you're going to do it on yourself, do it on your own. You need to make sure you file a float plan. The drum are being caught on a little bit of everything, but live bait seems to be a really good choice. And there's some bluefish. The Hatteras fleet that's going back in the sound is doing really good on both the drum, a lot of puppy drum, a lot of bluefish, and a few big drum, and every once in a while speckled trout. We're all just happy to have the speckled trout bite we've had because of the Cold Stun event last winter. It seems to me like we all should be counting our blessings in regard to that. There's also, I talked to a couple of the headboat captains back in the sound. They're catching spots. They're catching a few croakers and a few sea mullets and a surprising number of flounder, but they're having to let all those go because the season is still closed on that. So we got that going on, and then we wound up the 42nd annual Pirates Cove Billfish tournament in a historic way. We had a buzzer beater on the last day at the last minute. The deep color, who had been fighting a blue marlin for a very long time all through the day, got to the boat, a big blue marlin. For a while, they couldn't get it in the boat, but it ended up weighing 806 pounds, and with their other accumulated catches from the week, put them in first place. But believe it or not, that was not the biggest blue marlin in the tournament. And keeping in mind that this tournament is a accumulation of points. So the Marsh Madness came back to the dock earlier in the day, around 4:30, with an 878-pounder blue marlin. I'm not even sure. I've been asking around over the weekend, but I'm not aware of anybody anywhere ever weighing two 800-pound blue marlin in a single day at any tournament anywhere. So that was pretty good. That was the Marsh Madness. I think they took home the most money because of the way the categories worked, but the trophy will say deep color. Those guys, really nice guys, and I had a nice talk with them on Saturday morning, and they were thrilled beyond belief. Third place went to the Catch 23, and they had a large assortment of billfish, blue marlin, white marlin, and sailfish, and they ended up in third place. So that one is in the books. And if you want to read all of the statistics and see everything there is to know about who won what, how many fish, what kind of money, where they placed, ladies angler, the youth anglers, go to catchstat.com. catchstat.com, or you can go to the Pirates Cove Billfish Tournament.com site, and you can probably still click on their icon there, which is also CatchStat, and find out what's going on. But CatchStat was a lot of fun to work with. They sat by me all through the tournament, and their information is really cool if you want to take an in-depth look at what's going on. So that's it for today. I'm tired. I'm chilling out a little bit, and glad to have that tournament behind us. And next tournament on the calendar is Rudy Inlet, Virginia Beach, and I feel for them a little bit with the big swells that they're expecting. So one thing no tournament wants is a hurricane passing by while you're trying to have a billfish tournament. But I'll keep you posted on what does happen there all through the week, and I hope the good Lord blesses your day richly.